just do it.
You're on, buddy.
This nostalgia is Christmas dinner, and most holiday dinners. We would always be the host, which was very bizarre because our parents didn't really like anyone else from the outside coming into our home for whatever reason, but they took great pride in their grandiose dinners. They would make dinner for whomever would be unfortunate enough to be invited over to our place. It would usually be one half of the family because they didn't get along. It would either be the matriarchal half or the patriarchal half.
Mad verbiage here.
I'm spitting rhymes. I'm not spitting rhymes. I'm sorry. I lied to you, Chuck's Chasers. But what would be the biggest problem is when they would invite someone over. And there's another family I'm close to that does this too, where they would make dinner and the preparation and the cooking, and they would want no one else in the kitchen. It wasn't like in I don't know if we mentioned this before, where we are half Italian, completely 50%. It wasn't like the old Italian kitchen where you see generations cooking and having fun.
If you ask Pop-Up, he said we might be part Jewish as well. He doesn't know our full lineage.
Oh, okay. That's
but
cool.
As far as we know, we descend back to the Abruzzi mountain range in Florence, around
Naples. Oh, well, no. But it was like you were off limits to the kitchen. You could not do anything. You could not get snacks. The snacks were out. So what would happen is they would...
And the Kuglov was wrapped up. The pina was wrapped up.
They would sequester themselves, again. They would sequester themselves to the kitchen, and they would start around lunchtime. They would put out snacks for us. And it would last all the way up until dinner. And on a quick side note, there is one Christmas where Mom set her sweater on fire. She went to reach over a candle, and she set herself on fire, and I laughed and got into a lot of trouble because she was completely on fire.
I don't remember you getting in trouble. I remember that being one of the rare instances of her laughing a lot and having a really good sense of humor about things, that her sweater caught on fire at Christmas
My
dinner.
original reaction was not welcomed. Of laughing.
Okay. I didn't
respect the danger.
But I remember that she would laugh about it later.
Christmas is past, she did. It was remembered differently, obviously.
Okay.
But the point I'm trying to get to was the dinners, the preparation would take maybe about 4 hours. It was a long time to make everything just so, everything went in its right bowl, everything was labeled. Nothing was different from dinner to dinner. So they would serve dinner, we would eat it, and then immediately want to leave. May I please be excused? We had to say that every time. And leave. They wouldn't hang out and eat the whole time. There would be no conversation, or very few. And then, after that, they would clean up the entire dinner for 2 hours. So for
washing pots and pans,
washing
all
pots
of
and
it.
pans, making sure everything was clean.
Because those plates could not go in the dishwasher.
Yeah.
The false graph.
Everything was the false graph. Everything was bleached and just completely spotless afterwards. It was like a crime scene cleanup. There was not one scrap of evidence that there was ever Christmas dinner ever created in that kitchen. And then and then
well put.
And then they would do dessert, which would take another couple more minutes. And then after that, they'd clean up after dessert. And by that time, they're itching for everyone to get the hell out of there. Because one, they were tired. And two, it was like 9 o'clock. So the entire process of making and serving and hosting was nothing social. It was just pure mechanical. Let's make dinner. Let's serve dinner. Let's clean dinner. Let's clean up.
Okay, so much to throw in here. I'll try and make it succinct, which you know for me is a challenge. First off, to throw in what Paul said, it is mechanical, and it wasn't about the dinner, it wasn't about the company, it wasn't about the joy. It was about next year saying, remember what a good dinner we had, or even during the dinner receiving the compliments. And I remember, I mean, like I said before, we love all our grandparents very much, and all of our relatives, and all of our Chuck's Chasers, who we consider our extended family.
Nana was always the best at the fake compliment. Maybe not fake, but the disingenuous.
I was going to say Pop-Up. I loved Pop-Up's compliments, because there's always just a tinge of, like, you knew it was forced, but he had fun with it. Yeah. So, big ups to Pop-Up, Robert Clemente. Look him up in Pittsburgh. Out in Springdale?
Mm-hmm. Harwick.
Near Harmerville.
Harwick.
Harwick, Thank you.
Whatever.
I'll sort of... Anyway, that's a tangent. But, for as elaborate as the dinner was, the dessert would always be ice cream. Or the cookies. Or, of course, the Christmas cookies, referred to in a previous nostalgia. So, dessert was so unceremonious, which makes sense because no one... there's no room left. You ate horribly while people in other countries starve. I guess, there's pies and stuff like that, and, I guess dessert was somewhat of a spread, but I just have vivid memories of you want ice cream with that? Who wants cake and ice cream? Like, they're taking orders. It's like,
and if you didn't want it at the designated time it was offered, ooh.
That's a little bit of an exaggeration, because I remember many Christmases, like, there would be round 2, like, there would be a reprieve, like the amnesty day for libraries, like, this is the one day of the year that you can have your dessert a few hours later, because they understood the basic biological functions of the digestive system. The very final thing to just throw out there is for Christmas Eve dinner, and,
I wasn't giving you thumbs down. That's like my 6th.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Good to know. I was like, I don't get it, but I'm going to keep going. Just 4 hours is pretty normal for like a several course meal. And it wasn't courses. It was just, a lot of side dish and stuff. I can imagine any normal family taking a few hours, like parents, and obviously not wanting children in the kitchen because they're not going to be able to help. But there's always those cute scenes of like the kid like, okay, you can serve this. But anyway, that's neither here nor there, as is our style. But it was 4 hours, plus you got to throw in all the prep time of the week leading up to Christmas Eve and Christmas dinner. The shrimp would be done. And I remember for some reason he got his jollies out of breaking out the wok once a year. For some reason he would do the wok with the shrimp. I don't know why. Robert Clemente, please explain that one to me, because I'm in the dark.
And the several pounds, they would take pride in the pounds of spaghetti they would buy for Christmas Eve.
Oh my gosh. And I remember we would get like one shrimp on the 23rd, because he was so proud of his cooking. Like, we were allowed this one graceful shrimp. But whatever. Christmas dinner, as you can tell, was a big part of our childhood.
Just a production.
Yeah. I got a great one.